So the Fly Guys podcast is practical consciousness.
We want to turn up a little bit. 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 You guys ready to have a good time? In other words, you're constantly thinking about what you're going to do next with this credential, with this life that you've been given.
Stay fly.
This new life, this credential, this opportunity.
You're listening to The Fly Guy Show. They do everything on the fly and in such a fly manner. Stay fly.
After all that Bacardi. The views expressed on the Fly Guy podcast by the guests of the Fly Guy podcast are only the views of the guests, unless we say we agree, unless explicitly stated.
Without further delay, please join me in welcoming Mr. Seko Varner.
Wow, where'd you get all that information from? I gotta watch what I put on the internet. I bring you greetings from the Hampton Roads Workforce Council, from Virginia Career Works, from Virginia, from the United States. You guys have done something great for not just yourselves, but for our nation. Give yourselves a pat on the back, all right? Give yourselves a hug. Give yourselves a round of applause as everyone else. Let's applaud this achievement. And this is interesting that this graduation happens at this time of the year. At this time of the year when we're really celebrating new life. You know, we're just about to hit the winter solstice. And the winter solstice is a time where, you know, the earth rotates on its axis. And then at some point every year it slows down and stops just for a hot second. And then it starts moving again. In other words, it's working. It stops, it gives thanks, it celebrates, and then it goes back to work. And you're exemplifying exactly what the world does. You know, it rotates, it's working, you're working, you work. We're going to stop right now. We're going to give thanks. We're going to celebrate you. And then you're going back to work. And it's going to get a little harder. And you're going to work and you're going to work and then you're going to stop and we're going to celebrate again. I'm not sure when. You know, it might be in 6 months for some of you. It might be a year for some of you. It might be 2 years for some of you. But you're going to have another achievement coming. And we're going to stop. The world is going to stop and celebrate your success again. And that's kind of what we expect to keep going for you. So, the solstice happens twice a year. There's a winter solstice. There's a summer solstice. And it's interesting that... my father was a minister. That's going to come out. All right. So, excuse that. But, in the 3rd century, Pope Julius decided that he was going to place the celebration of the Christ birth on the end of the winter solstice, which ends on the 25th. They moved it from the springtime to the December 25th to celebrate that time of new life. And if you look at this time period, new life is reflected with children. And so I'm so glad to hear that beautiful voice there. It just exemplifies exactly what's happening. If you look at Baby New Year, who's in the background, you see Father Time and Mother Nature. That's a baby. And that picture of a baby is something I want you to just consider as you continue revolving, pausing, and celebrating. The birth of achievement is kind of like the birth of a baby. You know, the semen part has the head that enters a learning environment and it grows. And the part of the child that develops first is the head of the child. It's kind of like it thinks itself into creation. And then after that learning period, there's a show of blood. There's some struggle. There's something difficult you have to go through. And then a turn happens. The head that was at the top goes towards the bottom, towards the entrance of a new opportunity. In most cases. Because the head must forge the way to freedom for that new life. In other words, you're constantly thinking about what you're going to do next with this credential, with this life that you've been given. This new life, this credential, this opportunity. And then birth happens. And then a new opportunity happens. And so I want you to treat this credential like you would a child. I want you to, maintain it the same way you would feed your child, clothe your child and care for your child. Care for your certification. Make sure it doesn't lapse. All right? You know what I'm saying? All right? Do everything you can to maintain it. And the same way you encourage our children to grow, I want you to take this credential and encourage it to grow. In other words, I want you to do everything you can to move up to the next level. The same way you encourage your child to move up to the next level. Teach it, push it, make it excel. Do something wondrous with this new certification you have. One thing that I've learned with my struggles, I have challenges learning, I have challenges reading, but in my struggles, and I've learned that if you keep pushing, that new life is going to happen. So don't let the troubles in life slow you down from taking what you have today to what is waiting for you in 2 to 3 years. One of the great things about working in workforce development, I've learned what the market is looking for in 5 years. And what you have now is just what it's looking for. But in 5 years, it's going to be looking for something different. And so it's up to you to make sure you're continually growing, pushing yourself, developing more credentials, getting more information, getting more skills, so you can be ready for what the world is waiting for and waiting to compensate you for, waiting to pay you for, waiting for you to get that bag in 5 years once you have some new skills to go along with it. So, do everything you can in this time of new life with these new credentials. Because just as the world revolves and pauses, it's going to pause and see what you're ready for. And if you're ready, the opportunity is going to drop in your lap. And it's not because you were lucky. It's because you were ready. So today we celebrate your readiness, we celebrate your achievement, and we celebrate all the great things that are going to come for you in 5 years, 4 years, 1 year, maybe 6 months for some. Keep growing, keep achieving. We're proud of you. You are light shining, and the world is a better place because of what you've done. Celebrate yourselves.
Stay fly, stay fly, stay fly.
Stay conscious. Stay fly.
Stay fly, 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 stay fly.